We started with a brief, which was to research 8 children's classics books. And out of the lot, I picked Wizard of Oz because it's my favourite and I knew the most about. And then I started to go on to design my book cover. I took photos of my sister and my dog. After that, I created my wallpaper with my dog design, which is Toto. And then I created a children's apron with the same colour scheme. I made the apron by hand, and then I did a flocking design onto my apron. The most successful part was my wallpaper, I think, because I can imagine it actually being in a bedroom.
My work's based off the Wordsworth children's classics. It's The Jungle Book. I decided to pick The Jungle Book because it's one of the most appealing books out of all of them. I chose to do the Wordsworth cover because I felt like it wasn't the best cover out of all the Wordsworths and it was one of my favourite books. My main inspiration is Dr. Seuss because he sells so many children's books, so I thought it'd be a good idea to try and implement his style on my work. It's quite bright and colourful, so people like children would be picking it up in libraries and things like that. The merchandise I produced was this wallpaper. I kept with the theme of the crowns. I decided to add variation to it. I'd changed the colours of the crowns. And then I've got Mrs. Son Harry to do my shirt, which I screen printed on. It was quite difficult, but quite fulfilling when you've done it. It's like yes, I've finally done it.
We were given all book covers of Wordsworth and the way they created them, so we had to create our own unique style of book cover. The book I chose was The Jungle Book. I did some illustrations, freehand. I experimented through Adobe Illustrator. I created my own font. The merchandise I created was a t-shirt. The reason why I wanted to create a t-shirt was that children often these days wear a lot of merchandise from their favourite book, favourite film, or their favourite characters. I also created a children's wallpaper inspired by Graham Brown. I wanted to keep it simplistic, as you can see. And this is my advertisement that I did for billboards, again inspired by Quentin Blake's style of work.
My design is for Winnie the Willows. I've used different characters from the book, like the otter, the badger, the toad. I took my inspiration from Oliver Jeffries, which has very simple designs. My merchandise I made was pyjamas because it links to the story. To create my design, I used screen printing and then eventually developed it to use sublimation.
I chose to look at Alice in Wonderland because that was like the most familiar book. I used to read that when I was a child. This is my book cover here. From that we developed wallpaper and a piece of merchandise. I chose a pillow because I just thought as a child I used to read a book in bed, like bedtime stories, so I thought like a child could be in the comfort of reading their favourite book whilst having this.
So we did a lot of research into all the different books, all the plot and imagery and characters, and went on to sketch some initial ideas for the covers. We then experimented more with it, and I decided to go with a theme of the mushrooms and the caterpillar from the book. So I purchased some mushrooms from Sainsbury's, painted them and did a photo shoot using them, and went on to edit them in Illustrator and then put them onto my book cover. It was at this point when I decided to put in the character of the caterpillar to end up at my final book cover design. We needed to come up with some merchandise to accompany the book cover, so I decided to go with t-shirts with the mushroom design printed on them. We also went on to develop wallpaper in which I used the mushroom and the caterpillar and put in a little bit of grass to sort of give it some contrast between all the colours.
Yeah.